Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news, baby dolls. Bitcoin, $107,000. Is everybody in the world still short Ethereum? What's going on with SharpLink? Are they still buying meth? Did Elon say something about Trump? All of that and more. But first, before we start anything, we need to get one of the old classics back because pDAI has done the unthinkable. pDAI has reclaimed Richard Hart's FUD level. 0.4 cents. It's true. It's true. Don't believe me? It's right here. A whopping 30% move that happened. It came back to Richard Hart's spitting on pDAI price. 33 tweets about pDAI in 1 month. Right here. Remember, friends, just yesterday, we were discussing how we have officially defeated Cattie. She was, even though she came later, she was the lowest level boss. We defeated Cattie. She's a witch. She drops a staff, but, you know, not everybody picks mage. So the game developer's got to give you something else. So she'll drop like her sorcery ring. It gives you an extra item slot. So we got her ring. We got a cute little, where's Cattie's ring? Here we go. We got a little ring. And you can infuse anything you want. It's kind of like how the game developers, you know, they balance out this stuff. Come on, kiss the ring. Oh, Cattie's ring. Now we've got Cattie's ring. We've just defeated Ricardo. All right? It's kind of like that's what the game kind of does. You think you're going to play someone at the end, but then you defeat them a bit early, and it kind of like messes with your head. That's what happened, right? What did Richard drop? Richard dropped his top hat, okay? His top hat, obviously, plus luck, and helps you evade attacks. Which is kind of actually funny now that I think about it, because he evaded SEC. He's on the run from Interpol. It's kind of funny when you think about it. You know, it's a very common ability to give you in games. So, friends, this is... I can't tell you how important this is. You know how important this is, friends. This is literally... This is the price where... All right, every single person who said Somi was going to jail, now it's come back. We win. We win. It's back here. And this move, I mean, it can't be stated enough. From the Gravestone emoji, not the absolute bottom. Okay, I'm going from the Gravestone emoji this day. There was this day here. It went up a whopping 1,400%. 15x. And we're not even done yet. We're not even at 1 cent. We haven't even broken the all-time high yet. 3 cents. That's wild. And this is a perfect lesson for markets. You by principle, bro, you got to put something in a Gravestone emoji. Something. Recently, one of you baby dolls showed me a thread as well. This guy made a rest in peace Polkadot post. Polkadot saying it's dead. Now, here's the thing. Polkadot probably goes up from here. The thing is, though, I feel so much better in the upside of pDAI. The thing is, though, we still got, if you can find money to go throw it in there, try to. It's just, I mean, like, they're given a Gravestone emoji. They've given to that. They've given to Mantra DAO. These are rare ones, really, really rare. But I think this is the big one, bro. This is the one, fans. This is the StableCoin SuperCycle. This is what I feel. But I don't know. Could go to zero for a third time. So this is extremely important. Okay, we still have one more price level to clear. Maria Glitter Pants. Obviously, he's going to drop his disco pants. Okay, and it's going to give you some nice boosting of stats there. And then after that, okay, it's 1 cent. At 1 cent, all influencers must change their avatar to my peg nipples. Remember, if I went to zero, stayed to zero, I was going to put the McDonald's hat on forever, or pretty much a month. Now, let's crack on to see what Bitcoin is doing. This is the Bitcoin monthly chart. We are traversing this weekend, friends. Remember, GT June is now done. GT June is now moving into Joyful July. So the month of July usually is poop in crypto. Usually. All right. But we are facing unique circumstances. Why? Because we had a bit of a dark prophecy move with Donald Pump, right? Where this is Ethereum price chart. Everybody thought in the market, including stock market world, everybody thought that it was going to go up only after Trump won. Then we got a rinsing of all the hands that were weak, unfortunately, and now here we are again. So that's why I think it really is buy and may go away, even though it feels garbage. so far, right? So all those people have been waiting on the sidelines. We just got to guess we're to keep waiting a bit more. We have a tiny red candle on Bitcoin dominance, which literally means nothing. I mean, friends, this Bitcoin dominance, we thought it topped here. There is no bottom for Ethereum. It seems like it's just gathering strength. But yes, Bitcoin dominance, it's still a function of, so it is just basically, it's waiting for the business cycle to pretty much tick up. This is Bitcoin on the daily chart. Remember, we did complete the C leg. Now we're in the middle of the range. We're doing the range mode now. We don't know how long it'll take or what type of pattern it does. But once it's done, whatever range is ready to go, they finally just go bang, bang. That's usually how these things conclude, when they finally rinsed everybody out. Right now, you still have, friends, there's even James Wynn. You know, James Wynn, the greatest to ever do it. He's now bearish on Bitcoin. He's adding to his short. Man, I'm so bullish. He's like a perfect counter signal, dude. I can't believe, dude, you were turbo bullish and now he's going to turbo bearish, bro. Just very suspicious, bro. How did you make your money? There's no way. I could just see this. There's no way predicting that wrong, like everybody else, landed you money. Like, there was literally nothing. Nothing you did was correct, even remotely. Which is, man, you know, is it? I don't think it's psyops, man. Because friends, I've been in markets, dude. I know when someone knows what they're talking about. That's it, right? Because you play like it's a game, right? It's kind of like, okay, friends, imagine there's you're gonna face one of two boxes. You're gonna face one of them in the ring, and one of them they're saying like, yeah, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I'm gonna keep punching you, and I'm gonna keep knocking you out. He's talking like that, right? And then the other guy's just not talking. He's just looking at you. He's just watching. Yeah. Like, who are you more scared of? You know, because you know boxing, right? You're like, who you more scared? You're scared of, you know, friends, Mike Tyson eyes before match. Okay, I know you've seen this where they always use this gif, right? This is the Mike Tyson's eyes. Do you know what I mean? When he's just watching at the start. You know, when he's looking at it, he's not saying anything. He's just literally watching you. Like he's literally going to eat your children. He's going to eat you and your children and your fluffy slippers. You see what I mean? So that's kind of like you apply that with markets. I've seen the same thing. I mean, guys don't talk like that. Guys who know what they're doing don't talk about it. Guys who are psyopsing don't even talk like that, right? So I guess we'll see how it plays out. Others, BTC is still poop. But yeah, it has had these big it has had these big thrusts from before, but these are earlier days, you know. I hope we get something like that again, where three months erases everything. So, you know, if July, August, September, maybe they do go green, right? Bang, 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 and then we're here. We're not even back to any gains, really. It's just recovering to where we should have been a year and a half ago. So we'll see. On the plus side, though, the stock market, friends, is super strong, okay? The stock market reflecting the economy. Don't listen to everybody else. Everyone, I know, friends, look, I get it, bro. I get it because, like, we always feel like we're doing tough. We're like, oh, I'm doing it so tough. And friends, we are doing it. But you know what I mean? There's always people like, no matter how good it gets, they're always like, no. It's all bad out there. It's really, really, really bad. I don't know what it is, man. Is it a bit of our psychology? Because we feel like, you know, we have no, like, we feel like deep down, there are no excuses for ourselves to be doing well in whatever facet people think, you know, health, fitness, money, whatever. So do we then, is it our brain telling us like, no, it's bad out there. It's bad. You're just spinning your wheels. That's better than going backwards, right? I don't know if it's just cope or this language out here. I don't surround myself with stuff like that, friends. And also, I know people, the pendulum swung too hard the other way. Now people are doing TikTok brain rot generation junk, scrolling all day, making you feel like absolute garbage when you're literally looking at the masters of psyops there. So that doesn't make it any easier for you either. Good thing for us regarding markets though, the global liquidity, friends. I mean, like we've got to talk more about this, dude. It is still printing up. This is great. They really are sending it up, man. That's great, right? Remember that's a delay lag on how long it takes for the money printer. So what you're seeing here, friends, this is the actual Cantillon effect, which is they print money, yeah, goes for the banks. Banks have got like their closest bank friends. Then they get it in, put it on their capital. Then they go to another bank, and then it goes down the line. And then finally, after 3 months, you and I get to see it. You and I get access to that money, right? But they get to spend it first. Yeah. So obviously, like back down here, when they were printing money, yeah, when they're like literally, when you're printing money here, right? This thing is going up into the future, right? I mean, like, look at even today. So that's what these banks are doing. They're allocating risk on stuff. Banks and all these businesses and whatever, whoever, you know, these funds, all these insiders, right? They're buying today knowing that they've printed money. See what I mean? That's what we made Bitcoin literally to try to erase and make it more transparent. We'll never be able to erase human greed, but at least we make it more transparent over time. Oh, now and I want to show you the Sol ETH ratio, friends. Sol ETH, Ethereum did this candle, and I saw Ivan has made a tweet saying Ethereum is Soylana is pumping. He used the word pumping. But yeah, like if you're all in on Soylana, here it is. Sol is ripping. Sol's ripping. He's got a Discord now. Right. Is it a paid Discord thing? Soon ETH and Sol gonna explode. Yeah, I mean, come on, Ivan. What do you mean? What do you mean exploding, bro? You're up 4% against Ethereum. I love his. But yeah, when you're all in, friends, that's right. Everyone really wants this thing to break the high. Really wants to. We have Ethereum, sorry, I keep going to Ethereum. We have Soylana ETF. It's kind of like a Freudian slip. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're priced in for perfection. I hope that doesn't happen though. I've always said like, man, look, I don't know. Is Ethereum, it's a Soylana, I call it Ethereum. I keep calling Soylana Ethereum, friends. Is it a Freudian slip? Is my brain trying to channel something from the future showing like, oh yeah, you're already priced in as the favorite. Something else is going to come and eat your lunch. We'll see. But you have that ETF coming, right, which is traditionally, that is, just watch out, you know. This is Sol BTC. Remember, the super trend is still, you can't use any of these structures or anything out here. The super trend is still red for these. So I guess we'll see how it plays out, right? You're going to have PUI, you're going to have all these other chains, Pulse chain, like all these other chains. For like, this is the thing, right? A lot of people incorrectly assume that all these other chains are watching Soylana take all the lunch and they're just going to sit there and twiddle thumbs. No, man. In the bull market, friends, everyone's fangs come out. The horns come out. All their marketing that they've been saving, they go and they literally turbo pump it. Yeah. They apply everything, every strategy. Magazines, radio, TV, onboarding, movie stars, music, everything. They go for everything. And there are all these chains and applications. They have been holding back updates. I saw this in 2020. That's when I knew something's wrong with crypto. I did not know that until when I started to learn about it. I asked, and yeah, they would hold back updates back at the end of 2020, and they released them in 2021. And the insiders would go dumb. It happened with Trust Swap, if you guys remember. Trust Swap got dicked on that. Yeah, just rugged by everybody. Yeah, that's the thing, friends. So like, you think you're an insider. I was like, oh, I've spoken there. There's going to be updates, but then they just say, yeah, we're timing it. They're literally all timing it, right? So they're timing it to get exit liquidity, to time all these things. But also, you can't really blame them, because like when they release stuff, because that's what happened. Everybody watched projects release application updates and upgrades when things weren't pumping, and no one gave a shit. It's just the market just discounted it, right? So if you're looking for mind share, everyone's trying to look for like that ignition move that can pretty much take over everything. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Big news, friends. There's a record number of shorts on Ethereum. Okay, it literally is a record number of shorts still on the CME, which is it's vital for us, because it is the most hated asset. It's the most shorted asset, right? And a lot of people are in doubt about that, because there's a lot of smart KOLs who, you know, they understand what's going on, but they refuse to accept that, you know. And I was wondering, like, why is it so hard for you to see that dog shit ETH, which has been going down literally for 8 years, why is it so hard for you to just admit, all right, bro, the thing's down 86% and you're all short. You're all short ETH and you're all long soy and you're long Bitcoin. All of you have the same position. Every KOL, you name them, friends, if they got over 100,000 subs, they're sucking off Sol, they're sucking off BTC. It's just, you're the crowd, bro. Why is it so, like, go look around, try to find the counter argument. You can't. I'm the counter. I'm literally the counter. And then I realized it's because a lot of these KOLs, friends, part of their brains, you know, they're absorbing a lot of poop, but sometimes they absorb some treasure. And so, like, their brains are doing this skitsy, like they're basically neurotransmitters are firing off. They're like, something's wrong with this picture. Like, they know that they're long the most loved asset, and they're short the most hated asset. And they know the shorted most hated asset is down freaking 83% after 8 years, and it has 55% of all the stable coins. And the founder, Vitalik, is literally 4,000 IQ alien. I don't even think he's a hybrid, friend. Some people think Vitalik's a hybrid. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. The only girl who could tell us is probably one of his ex-girlfriends. But, you know, she probably got zapped too, right? Check her cavities. So they know there's something wrong with his picture. They know there's something wrong when Roca Negra is doing tokenization of real-world assets and they're all coming to ETH. They know there's something fundamentally wrong with this, right, to be going against it. But look, that's logic part, right? You know, markets, we're trading off emotions, man. No one's trading off logic. Yeah, everyone's trading off emotions. It feels so much better to watch any YouTuber or Twitter guy saying, Soylana, we have all the adoption. Bangers was actually a bottom signal, not a top signal. To Soylana girl's house. It feels much better to hear that, because those words, they're going into your brain, they're going into every fiber of your being in a very family-friendly way, of course, and they're making you feel good, like, oh, I'm on the right team, like everything's winning, all the fundamentals are strong. But you know, friends, in crypto, we priced in the future all the time, right? So once everything's come in, we priced into the future. So when you're the favorite for a year and a half, what future are you pricing in at this point today now, after a year and a half? Yeah. But no one's going to believe it until it's too late anyway. The Cripple CEO, Brad Garlicbreath, says that they are dropping cross-appeal and the SEC will follow. So his quote, I am closing this chapter. We're focusing on building the internet of value. So friends, these are just, okay. You know when he says we're building the internet of value? Imagine there was a drug dealer going to a children's school and he's selling drugs to, like, you know, 10-year-old kids. And then he gets a microphone in front of him and he says, we're building the future ice cream store of the world for children, right? The new standard for ice cream stores, right? He's just used this word, like, what do you mean ice cream stores, bro? You're giving drugs to kids, right? So when you hear Brad Garlicbreath say, we're building the internet of value, that's retailer normie word, buzzword. That's, bro, Ripple copy-pastes stuff from Ethereum, bro. But Ripple dump XRP. They've raised $1.1 billion of cash on their balance sheet, and they've paid all the salaries, all the sports cars. They paid for the building. There's probably a receptionist. She needs another boob job. They've covered all that with everybody's money they've been dumping, okay? They still own 50% of the XRP. They used to have 80 or 90%, right? So what do you mean internet value, bro? You're you got to love them, bro. It's because it's working. It's funny. You're copy-pasting what works from Ethereum. So what is everyone paying you for? It's funny. It's funny. But yes, hopefully this deal gets dropped. Because friends, I got a lot of everyone's got XRP. Literally I don't have XRP, but every single person out there, walk out there. You know, your barber's got XRP, your local lawyer's got XRP. I just want to let you know, one of the biggest XRP maxis, blockchain backer, he is selling at around $8. Okay, so he's selling it at 3.5x higher, which is okay. See, there's a lot of people, they don't want to use a MetaMask. They don't know what a MetaMask is or a Rabby wallet. They don't know how to custom add it. They just, okay, you can't be bothered. Okay, but if you can't be bothered, guess what? The market says, I can't be bothered giving you a big return. You're going to have to accept the lower return. And people are okay with that, right? Because, you know, they're like, oh, triple my money, right? They just don't know what else is possible. You know what I mean? Like, bro, no. In pDAI, we've like 2x in a week already, right? So it's okay for them to sit there. But I'm just giving you this, you know, this factual friendship. If you go out there and do the research, you're not getting a 3x, dude. Right? You're not getting a 3x. You're crushing it. I mean, like, I'm going to keep using this example, friends. I am not backing down for this. You literally, the whole chain of Pulse Chain, 95% of people, every KOL, you know who you are, you got your head between your legs, right down. All of you called for me to go to jail, all right? You've all said stuff behind my back. all of you said, he just can't get it. Why can't he understand that Richard doesn't like the coin? Over and over and over again. I'm like, guess what, bro? I do understand it. I'm still long anyway. I didn't even tell them to buy. I didn't tell anybody to buy. I didn't give a shit. I just said, I'm still long and I like it. What now? What now? You can't stop me, by the way. You know this? PulseX. Decentralized exchange, by the way. It was built without a blacklist function. Nobody can stop me. Free, open source, public, global software. I can publish mathematical code using my computer to the internet and the world, and then it can spit me out some transactions. And that's exactly what we did. That's when you're using crypto. That's what you're doing, friends. You're publishing mathematics to the internet. You're publishing numbers. That's literally crypto. And nobody can stop you publishing those numbers. Okay? So, yes, it has come here. Oh, man, you guys. I mean, oh, man. Man, what? Okay, I want to ask you, okay? If you're a soy boy, you're part of the Soy Cabal, I want to know what's going to go through your brain if pDAI goes from the Gravestone Emoji and it's actually at 1 cent now. Because you've just literally, okay, for talking shit about me and backstabbing me, you've missed out on a 35x. Okay? So luckily, I give zero weight to your words because you are the crowd and the crowd always loses and the crowd sells the bottoms by the tops and the crowd says they want to be their own man and they want to be their own Amazonian woman. And then Richard says, hey, here's how you should think. And then they go, oh, yes, I want to go think like that. You go do it straight away. Okay, you go literally go back on all your words straight away where you go miss out on a 35x in the process. So you're going to have to wrestle with that going forward from there. And guess what, I bet this is the best part. This is the best part, friends. Okay, yes, I do have peg nibbles. This is the best part. The best part is if you came to this conclusion that not only were you like a bit wrong, you were intergalactically, I guess, wrong, as in like you've missed out on a 35x. The best part is it's still 1 cent because you're dealing with a first cycle unicorn, never before seen thing. You are the Peter Schiff. Every single time Bitcoin goes down, he's fighting it at 400. He's fighting it at 1200. He's fighting it at 2000. He's fighting it at 6000. The thing is, Bitcoin still goes to 100K because Bitcoin's a freaking unicorn itself. You get it? So like, because you at least got your eyeballs in the right path, you still win big time. But you can't make that mistake in most other coins because most other coins, they've only got like one last pump in them and some of them never have a pump. Okay, so that's why there is still hope for everyone out here. You got your eye, but you're in the right place. That's why, like, I don't focus on these negative trends because Pulse Chain, it's the whole freaking chain is filled with opportunity. Okay, so if you're sitting on the sidelines, learn from this, man. Learn like it's literally just played out in real time. Okay. So continuing, SharpLink Gaming just scooped up another 1,900 ETH. Via OTC. So SharpLink, friends, they are the micro strategy of Ethereum. They're called SharpLink Gaming. I think it's actually pretty cool, by the way, because SharpLink Gaming, just think about this word, right? It's not like micro strategy. That's like a boomer word. Like it reminds you of like Microsoft, right? But SharpLink Gaming, it's more like, it's got the cypherpunk spirit. Like you're literally, bro, you've got gaming in your thing. Yeah, because it is a game. We are in the metaverse right now, right? I mean, reality is constructed anyway. That's for the UFO videos. But you know what I mean? Like it's so true to the ethos. It's almost like based off just on this principle, ETH BTC is going to crush it. But it's so low anyway. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out, right? Coinbase, friends, is the best performing S&P 500 stock. This is big news because I know, friends, how all those day traders in America, what they do, okay? So they get their scanner every day. They scan everything by market cap, and this is what they call in the pre-market, the pre-open. So an hour before the market opens, they do what you call the research, and then they check what's doing a lot of volume in the past day and what's doing the last volume in their recent pre-trading market auctions. And then whatever's doing the most volumes, it goes to the top of their watch list, and they look at the top 3, and they try to look at relevant news. So they'll all in America will be seeing Coinbase. All of them, everybody who trades America, right? American sessions, they'll all be seeing Coinbase. They'll see the ticker coin, right? And they're thinking about the word coin, like Bitcoin, that's good, and crypto coins. And they know Coinbase is a crypto company. So the mindshare is spreading out there. Also, I look forward to the day, but it'll be sad, but it's just it. Crypto is going to destroy a lot of stock market day traders' edge because crypto is going to make it more 24/7. And I know how all you guys trade in America, you day trade. You guys are, I'm just telling you, warning is now, okay? Your days are numbered. You're going to get murdered. You're going to have a career in 5 to 10 years the way you're trading now, okay? There will be people who adapt. Trust me, there will be people who adapt, but a lot of them will be gone. 50 to 70% easily gone because I know how they trade, right? Which is they wait for the volume spike. They go put everything on the watch list. They're looking at everything with high volume, and then they all have their edge. If you go check all of them, friends, it's a very, very common theme. Everybody says, oh, I don't trade after midday, or I don't trade after 11 a.m. in America. Everybody trades the open. Everyone. I go, okay, crypto is going to make everything 24/7 and even trade on the weekends, right? And there will be moves that happen over a weekend. It's going to train everybody that waiting for the open of the cash session is going to make you a sucker. So what's going to happen is all these people getting up in America 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. to day trade and do that, they're going to be waking up and the move's already done. And then what? And now when their afternoon session used to happen in the afternoon, what happens when it's now starting at 9 a.m.? What happens when it's quiet there? Now you have to be sitting on your computer all day. Now you have to have alerts. Now you have to basically be becoming a crypto degen like us, which is what we are. You got your phone access 24/7. Now we're not trading and stuff all the time, right? But that's what's happening. So it's a tug of war, right? But crypto's winning. You can just see, friends. See what I mean? Like metaphorically, we're winning. Growth rates, we're winning. The story, we're all winning. Rex Osprey says its Soylana and staking ETF is coming soon, the first of its kind in the US. Once again, Soylana staking. A lot of people, everybody in Soylana, it's kind of funny, man. Everyone, this is crazy, right? They all believe, they saw Bitcoin ETF worked. Ethereum ETF was useless. All right? But here's the secret, friends. The secret is the ETFs, that's not the real moneymaker. It was the business cycle. The ETFs it's just a door, Like, friends, if you host a party and there are 7 hairy fat dudes, right? And you have 7 doors to the home open and the windows, no one wants to come hang out there on a Friday night. You know what I mean? On the other hand, if you have a little nightclub and it's literally a little door, the little doggy door, you got to crawl through. Yeah, but if there's, naked ladies inside, guess what, man? Get on your hands and knees. It's going to be scraped. That's what, you see what I mean? Doesn't matter what the door's like. People will go in if there's demand, right? So with Soylana, they saw that Ethereum didn't really do much, but they're like, oh, no, we're going to be like the Bitcoin ETF, right? It's interesting, but you've had a year and a half, bro. We'll see. I hope it all goes well for everyone, but you just know it's a game of winners and losers. We'll see. $7 billion Crane Shares has filed to list a Coinbase 50 index ETF, aiming to track the top 50 digital assets. So I hope we get that, friends. I hope we get the classic euphoric top signal of crypto where the NASDAQ lists a freaking crypto index. I really hope we do, because then that'll be like telling me, oh, wow, we really did repeat the 2017 cycle, which is what we have here, right? Where the CME listed Bitcoin right here, and then it was literally all over. So the CME lists Bitcoin in December, and then Altseason peaks a month later. So that would be great if we had something like that, right? Where maybe the CME, maybe they list, 50 coins or something in an index at the end of this year, December, and then, or January next year, and then you have that final Altseason burst. So it's just something to keep in your mind. Cathy Would says the US mortgage rules could significantly boost crypto. So I want to show you Cathy, right? One of your favorite gilf out here. So Cathy, friends, I want you to know, okay, a lot of people, when they come in, they think that they're disadvantaged because they don't have as much money. No, that's wrong, okay? Do you know Cathy, friends? Cathy is facing today international criticism. All right? They're trying to put dirt on our favorite gilf. Why? It's because, this is why. Do you know she was all in on Tesla? The problem, though, is with her fund, the policy of the public rules are you're not allowed to have more than 10% in one stock. So she was limited to Tesla at like 10%. So what happens is every time Tesla would rally for like a quarter, they would like rebalance. And so she'd have to keep selling it off. She's not allowed to have this big overweight thing, right? And it killed her. But now the ARK index gets dunked. Now, this is the ARK ETF part. I mean, like, this is what it went through. We got 80% down. But you're like, hey, this is actually starting to come back. Yeah, it is. It is. It is, because she's doing exponential stuff. But this is a lot of pain. You're thinking about this, friends. Like, this is, you're a stock market person, yeah? They believe in up-only Ponzi's, right? They don't know that these things can drop down, you know? So you're not, this is like a crypto chart. You're not meant to do that for stocks, right? But here's the thing, right? If there was no policy there, you know, if they asked her if you could be, what would your real portfolio be or something? And then she hinted like it would be 80% Tesla. So she only had all those other companies because she literally legally wasn't allowed to. So if she had the portfolio she wanted since 2013, guess what? She'd still be up like 25x or something huge on what Tesla did, right? But you don't have that limitation. You don't, Vince. You don't have a policy where you've got to own 30% stablecoins, 30% US bonds, 30% S&P 500, right? Well, yeah, it could be bad, by the way, because look what happened in the past 4 years, but this is an advantage for us, right? Like, Vince, if there were companies and stuff investing in crypto, what they would say is probably like, you're not allowed to own, you know, more than 5% allocation to a coin not listed on Binance. They might say something like that. And then every time pDAI, for example, would rally or PulseChain would rally, you'd have to keep trimming it. Right? You don't have that limitation, no. I don't have a limitation. But that's why, like, you know, when we do succeed, we come back and we tell the story that, you know, diversification keeps you rich, but concentration will get you rich. And for that, we'll play some Pumpy G music. Check out this big news, friends. Big applications on Ethereum generated $26 billion in user-paid fees since launch. Top contributors to their GDP include Tether, Uniswap, and Circle. Interesting, right? Tether and Uniswap. 2 of the 3 biggest contributors are stablecoins, right? And a third, or just half of it, pretty much, is Uniswap, which was MemeCoin degeneracy trading. It's almost like your friend Somi, aka my friend Somi, aka me looking at myself in the mirror. It's almost like it's all coming true. You have MemeCoin SuperCycle. It's people, you're just trading culture, you're trading book club entries, you're trading mindshare. That's MemeCoin SuperCycle number 1. And on the other hand, StableCoin SuperCycle. MemeCoin SuperCycle is the furthest, people want to go the furthest down the risk curve. It's like, hey, I'm here for the casino. I want the number to go up the most. Okay. Stablecoin is, I want the number to go up the least, but I want to hold the stablecoin. I want to earn the yield. I just want to have access to it here. I want to do stuff with, like, just earn me free money on my free money. Right? There you go. So, I mean, like, PulseChain's got them, right? You got your meme coins and you have your pDAI. You have your stable coins too. So that's what gives it the edge. You know, here's the thing. That's why, friends, every chain has stable coins, right? Every chain has the stable. But do they have the first cycle unicorn stable coin? All right? No, they don't. And then every chain has meme coins. Every chain. So what's differentiating themselves? Well, they don't have this, okay? They don't have a stable coin that's unstable, that started from 0 and might go to $1. They don't have that. Elon Musk says President Trump's one big beautiful bill will destroy millions of jobs and harm the US. Probably not. Here they are, friends. Probably not destroy jobs. AI is probably taken over the world. It is taking over the world. It's doing amazing things out here. Also, saw, friends, just a heads up as well. They've been doing studies on people who use AI a lot, and it is making your brain use 40% less power. So it's actually dumbing us down, which is, it makes sense though, because, you know, friends, when they dig up the humanoids and hominids, whatever they are, cavemen, right? They weren't really cavemen. We just call them cavemen as a joke. But like 100,000 years ago, they were, compared to me and you, they were way smarter. Yeah. Their brains were bigger. They actually had some psionic ability. So they could predict a bit of the future based off evolution stuff. Yeah. So they could sense danger. So they could obviously tap into some sort of reality. Remember, their pineal gland, I think, was bigger. And yeah, they were stronger as well. And it makes sense because you just didn't have all these tools to use. So your brain had to be bigger. They had amazing memory as well because they could remember so many landscapes out here, right? I don't remember what I had for breakfast 3 days ago. And then I just remember now I don't even have breakfast. Do you see what I mean? Like they didn't have that problem. So I guess AI, right, is going to keep doing that. We're literally just going to become, I guess, some like soft, mushy goo, mech warrior controlling type of little being. It's exactly what the aliens kind of look like right now. It's kind of funny. Coinbase makes times 100 most influential companies in 2025. Once again, building up to the crypto bubble. See, influence, stable coins, exchanges, Coinbase. It's beautiful. And Robinhood have introduced micro futures contracts for XRP and Soy. So there will be more trading. So that's where the world is. Shout out to Kyle as well, friends. pDAI to $1. I wonder where we're going to be in 6 months. I do think about it because here's the thing, fans. You don't need it to go there, bro. Like if you're just buying on the Gravestone Emoji when everybody said it was dead, you don't even, $1, fans, I've just told people this, okay? The euphoria for me, I'm pretty much dead of a cardiac arrest at 3 cents. I don't even need it to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't say that about anything. Like with Bitcoin, it's not going to do a 10x from here. And then people go, oh yeah, then I'm euphoric, right? Bitcoin, imagine Bitcoin, your low target was 1 million. Your high target was 10 million. Man, that's the range. But that's Bitcoin, right? So where are we going to from here? Joyful July is now here. Here we have Bitcoin back on that daily. Usually these resolve by some skitsy action and then some popping up. That pop up, the Fibonacci of this, the extension goes to about 130. So it just feels like we're going to this 130-ish somewhere there, 130, 140, 125, whatever. And then I guess we'll just have to deal with the next FUD there because there will be something that stops it there. And, maybe brings us down here and everyone says it's the end of the cycle. If you are also curious, the 4-year fractal exactly matches, if you do the halvening symmetry of the halvening or the bottom or whatever to the top, it's October this year where the 4-year cycle is officially meant to like top out. Okay, so I guess if you are absolutely shit scared, you could say to yourself right now, you take out 30% of your portfolio in October. You go, okay, in October, it hits maybe October 1st, you sell, the first half of that. And then October 15, you sell the next half of that. And then there you go. But you've sold anyway. You decide, by the way. I can't decide, friends. It's not financial advice, right? So, but you decide anyway from like, could be 10%, could be 25. You might even say 50%. Maybe you're done, okay? But also, just to warn you as well, if the prices aren't anywhere near as high as you think, most people aren't clicking sell. All right? They're just not. Because we know what happens, right? You just go and find the person who tells you everything's going to go higher. And I hope it does. And I hope maybe I'm going to be one of those people. It's just, you got to know your own traps, okay? So it's been a long time. The game's tough, friends, because Bitcoin goes up in a staircase, yeah? Altcoins don't. Altcoins just stay dead. And then when it's time to go, they literally blow the roof off, okay? But, sometimes with people, they think blow the roof off has to mean 100x. What if your blow the roof off was like an 8? Yeah? That's what makes it tough. But we're going to be there every step of the way. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.